AMS. Introducing the Keycafe MS5 SmartBox, the ultimate solution in key management. Precision engineered with a touchscreen interface, individual metal key bins, NFC scanner and video camera. An app enables quick access. Keycafe, transforming key management.
Meet Keycafe, the cloud-connected key management system for modern businesses. Keycafe takes the hassle out of traditional key management. Where did the storage room keys go? Who drove the truck on Monday? Who has keys for the back door right now? It doesn't have to be like this. Using Keycafe's SmartBox locker and key management software, you can share, manage, and track keys in real time from anywhere. No more misplaced keys or unauthorized use. Featuring a modular and expandable design, it can grow along with your business. Whether you're managing a vehicle fleet, hotel staff keys, or guest access for rental properties, Keycafe has customized workflows for every use case. Simply store your keys, share access, and enable authorized users to pick them up. Granular permission controls and user authentication options let you choose who a key can be accessed by and when. And with real-time notifications and detailed access logs, you'll never have to play the guessing game again. Save time, improve security, and run your business with peace of mind. With Keycafe, managing your business's keys has never been easier. Keycafe, transforming key management.
Introducing the Keycafe MS5 SmartBox, the ultimate solution in key management. Precision engineered with a touchscreen interface, individual metal key bins, NFC scanner and video camera. An app enables quick access. Keycafe, transforming key management.
Meet Keycafe, the cloud-connected key management system for modern businesses. Keycafe takes the hassle out of traditional key management. Where did the storage room keys go? Who drove the truck on Monday? Who has keys for the back door right now? It doesn't have to be like this. Using Keycafe's SmartBox locker and key management software, you can share, manage, and track keys in real time from anywhere. No more misplaced keys or unauthorized use. Featuring a modular and expandable design, it can grow along with your business. Whether you're managing a vehicle fleet, hotel staff keys, or guest access for rental properties, Keycafe has customized workflows for every use case. Simply store your keys, share access, and enable authorized users to pick them up. Granular permission controls and user authentication options let you choose who a key can be accessed by and when. And with real-time notifications and detailed access logs, you'll never have to play the guessing game again. Save time, improve security, and run your business with peace of mind. With Keycafe, managing your business's keys has never been easier. Keycafe, transforming key management.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Smart Key Management for Small Fleets. My name is Luciano Picardo, and I'll be your host today. Joining me is Gideon. He's our product marketing manager. Gideon, how are you doing today?
Hey, Luciano, doing well. Thanks for asking. Excited today to get started and walk everyone through what Keycafe can do for small fleets.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So as you can see, we're part of the Keycafe team, and today we're here to show you how Keycafe can help small fleet managers take control of their keys with a simple, secure, and cost-effective solution. So before we get started, I'd love to hear from you. How's everyone doing today? just let us know in the chat where you're watching from and what you're hoping to learn from today's webinar. That's very important for us. But we would love to make sure we cover what's most important to you. So today you'll learn how to, first of all, ensure 24/7 key access, track keys in real time, implement a simple, scalable solution for your fleet. We will also share a real customer success story, and we will answer your questions during the Q&A at the end. So now I'll pass things over to Gideon, who will walk you through some of the key challenges small fleet operators face and how Keycafe provides a practical solution. So over to you, Gideon.
Thanks, Luciano. So yeah, if anyone has questions during the presentation, feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll be sure to get to them at the end during our live Q&A. So starting off, I'm sure everyone watching is very aware of the challenges faced with small fleets. With a small fleet usually comes limited staff, especially when it comes to administrative functions. You might even be an owner-operator managing all of the back-end admin stuff yourself. And that's a lot of burden on you when you could be focusing your time on doing more core business tasks. And that leads to inefficient distribution of your keys. So if you're doing everything yourself, or maybe you have a designated fleet manager, usually they're required to be on site, either supervising drivers picking up keys or even facilitating the handovers themselves. And that limits when drivers can come get their keys. You know, sometimes they might have to wait for someone to show up. Just not efficient overall. Then it becomes even more annoying if you have multiple drivers sharing a few vehicles. You know, you might want to know who drove the key last week on a Monday at 3 p.m. And it's really tough to be able to manage, you know, access for multiple people, making sure everyone is on the same schedule and on the same page for who's driving what on which day. It can become a big mess quickly. And with that comes a lack of accountability. So, you know, if a truck key goes missing, maybe there's an unexplained scratch on a door, maybe there's suddenly a huge uptick in mileage for a certain vehicle, and it's really tough to figure out when that happened, who was responsible for the key when the incident happened, and oftentimes you just won't find the answer you're looking for. So how do small fleets manage their keys typically today? If they don't have a dedicated smart key management system, we often see fleets store their keys maybe on hooks on a wall, on a pegboard. They might be in the drawer in head office. Maybe you'll have a lockbox, but even then, it's not the most secure and efficient way to store your keys. With keys stored manually like that, you might want staff to manually log their use on pen and paper. Maybe you have an Excel spreadsheet, but it's really tough to enforce your drivers to fill that in every time. And a lot of times it's just forgotten. And that leads to a lack of transparency. So again, not knowing when your keys are used and who used them is a big issue when issues arise. And then with keys stored manually like that, your staff are naturally going to have limited access. A lot of fleets are operated 24/7, and so your keys need to be accessible to your staff at any time. If you have a dedicated fleet manager who hands out the keys, that requires them to be on site at all hours. Or maybe you store your keys accessible to your staff themselves, but that inherently just raises the risk of misuse and just not knowing when your keys are used, and it's just overall not very secure. So how does Keycafe fit into all of this? Keycafe is a smart key locker, which we call a SmartBox, and accompanying key management software that is used for administration and permission management of all of your keys. We have thousands of customers worldwide and over 1,000 reviews online that you can look and see for yourself. And our system is designed to be really user-friendly. It's designed so that anyone can use the system. Even someone who doesn't know how to use a smartphone can simply come to the box, get their keys really quick, and we find that staff usually pick this up within 5 minutes. And so how exactly does Keycafe work? Typically in the software with fleets, we find the best method for staff to use it is to use a PIN code. We have multiple different ways of user authentication, but PIN code is probably the easiest and what we see most used. So you would assign all of your drivers a PIN code that can be customized. So you can make it your employee's ID number. Maybe you want it to be the last 4 digits of their phone number, something easy to remember, or they can customize it themselves to something super secure. And so when they start their shift, they simply come up to the box, tap the screen, and select what they want to do. So if I'm starting my shift and I need my vehicle for the day, I select key pickup. I'll enter my PIN. And once that PIN is entered, that identifies me as a user. And so I'll be presented with a list of keys that I've been given permission to use, and I only see what I have permission for. So your driver might even have access to only a single key, and that's all they'll see on the screen. So they'll select the key they want, confirm, and the bin that stores the key will open right up. You can take your key and get on with your day. Now, you as the administrator or any manager that you have assigned the access for will receive an instant notification on your phone. So with the Keycafe app, you can see who picked up the key, when it was picked up, where it was picked up. And that happens right away on your phone, no matter where you are in the world. Now, the driver has used their key, their shift is ending. All they have to do is come back to the SmartBox and do the same thing. So they simply tap the screen. This time, they'll select key drop off. Again, enter their PIN to identify themselves. And every key in our system is tagged with a unique Keycafe fob, which simply is scanned on the scanner of the SmartBox. And again, the bin will automatically open, the key goes in, and you close the bin. So there's no confusion around which key you're supposed to take because each bin stores only one set of keys. There's also no visibility into what other keys are stored in the box. So the drivers really have a foolproof way of getting only the key they need and nothing else. And again, you as the administrator will get the alert saying your keys were dropped off, when, by who, and where. So I'll also show on the desktop app what that looks like. So similar to the mobile app, you get full visibility into how your keys are used and full tracking. So if you go to the activity tab here, you can see those same notifications. Today at 11:11 a.m., which was 2 minutes ago here in Vancouver, you can see the user picked up which key from which location. This is important if you have multiple locations set up across multiple offices, which bin it was in, and how it was picked up. And same for the drop-off. So you really get full, complete visibility and instant knowledge into when your keys are picked up, so you can really follow along if drivers are on schedule, if they might be late coming back from a shift, etc. So what are the benefits for small fleets using Keycafe? First and foremost, you're going to save money. Because the keys are fully tracked and drivers are going to be a lot more accountable for their use, you're not going to have to spend money on costly key replacements. Especially with modern vehicles, I'm sure you know that those replacement keys can run upwards of $500 each, which is an expense that really adds up over time. You're also going to save time. So our system is fully self-serve. As you can see, I just used it. If I was a driver, I can do that whole process without any supervision. Versus if you have someone manually handing out the keys, or if it's like an honor system, it really requires someone to be on site and make sure that the key handovers are happening and the right person is getting the right key. And that's a lot of wasted time. Because users have to authenticate themselves at the SmartBox, it ensures that only authorized drivers get the keys and only the key that they need. Other systems might have, similar authorization systems, but it might be a single door where all the keys are stored inside and the driver is still responsible for picking up the right key. We also have 24/7 access. So because it's a self-serve system, you can install the SmartBox somewhere that is accessible to your staff and they can come get their keys whenever they want, assuming you have given them permission to. So you might want to give permission to a day shift that is different from a night shift. But the night shift drivers can still come into the office and get their keys, but say only between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. And finally, our system is fully scalable. So while you might have a small fleet now, this base unit has 9 bins that can store 9 keys, but we have expansion systems that can be added on. So there's an 18-bin expansion and then a 42-bin expansion as well. That simply go on the wall and plug into this main unit, and that's it. Super easy. So why choose Keycafe? Our system is purpose-built for fleet managers. The permissioning system is really customizable. So depending on how you want to set up your workflow, there's various different ways to create permissions for drivers based on their roles, their responsibilities, their schedules. It's really up to you and how your business operates. Everything is fully cloud-based. So our SmartBox can connect to the internet through Wi-Fi, Ethernet, or cellular. And every change that you make in the app, whether it's on the phone or on your desktop, is immediately reflected on the SmartBox. So consider an example where a driver is at the SmartBox and it's the middle of the night and they thought they had access to a certain vehicle, but turns out that access wasn't actually set up. And maybe you as the manager, you're on vacation, but you get a text from this driver. You can create that access on your phone from across the world, and right away they're going to see their access show up on the SmartBox. In the same way, like I showed you, the notifications, they happen in real time, no matter where you are, right away. So everything happens lightning fast, and you always have up-to-date information. Because staff have to authenticate themselves, and you get full tracking of every key use, it really is going to keep everyone accountable and make sure that staff are more responsible for how they're using your vehicles. Some things are unavoidable. Accidents happen. If a key does go missing or something happens to a vehicle, you can always go into that access log for a key or a user or a location and see exactly who was responsible for the vehicle at a certain time. Another layer of security for that is video verification. So our smart boxes are equipped with a video camera that you can see here, and it automatically will record whenever someone comes up to the smart box to pick up or drop off a key. You can set it up so that even if someone walks by the smart box, they'll get recorded. And you might have a driver say, someone took my code. It wasn't me who drove the vehicle last week. You can check your video log and see exactly who it was that picked up that key. So now I'd like to show a case study of a solar energy company called Sunvina Solar based in Florida, and how they use Keycafe to really get full transparency into how their service vehicle fleet is used.
Keycafe is a simple, reliable solution for Sunvina Solar. It's addressed all our needs, it's user-friendly, brings financial return, and their support is phenomenal. Hi, my name is Pete Kelting. I'm the safety manager with Sunvina Solar. So our process was actually to check our keys in and out on the top of a filing cabinet with just a hook. Someone would come in to look for their keys and the keys were missing because it was easy to take the key off the hook, take it away. And it wasn't a solid process to where I could keep track of the keys, have security for the vehicles, and also have the drivers feel like their vehicle is going to be there for them to check out. So when Keycafe arrived, I was excited to get it mounted up on the wall. The installation process was extremely easy. The support was phenomenal. I had the system up and on the wall working in less than about 30 minutes. Our process then immediately changed to an absolute efficient system to where an employee comes, has their login process to pick up a key, to drop off a key, to have the key securely in a box mounted on the wall for safety and for accountability. We're also able to put gas cards in with the keys in the box. It's been awesome. It has saved so much time. It's brought down frustration of the employees trying to get their keys. One of the greatest features of Keycafe is the mobile app and the ability to access the smart boxes from any location when you're an administrator. And I can see all of my assignment and my keys. I can see key history, so I can see who last used it, when they dropped it off, when they picked it up, date and time. Lots of different features in the app. So it's an excellent mobile app with excellent support from their staff. It's a huge financial benefit for our company to have Keycafe as the process for our vehicle management. We can't figure out what we'd do without Keycafe.
So great to see Pete and his team really taking full advantage of Keycafe and getting that full transparency into how their vehicles are being used. So now we'd like to answer some of your questions. Before we jump into questions in the chat, we're going to go through some common questions that we get from fleet managers.
Sure. Thank you so much, Gideon, for that presentation. Yes, we got some questions here prepared that we often get. So first of all, for driver access, can multiple drivers share access to the same key?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, our system is really flexible. It ultimately depends on how you want to set up your permissions and your schedules, but absolutely multiple drivers can share access to the same keys. There are two examples that I would give. One is if you have drivers who just get full 24/7 access to a vehicle's key, and it's up to them to schedule among themselves, or maybe you have an external calendar where certain drivers will drive on certain days and they manage that themselves. Or you could set up schedules where you might have day shift drivers on weekdays and they only have access to the key 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And then you could have night shift weekend drivers use those same keys, but Saturday and Sunday, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. It's really up to you and what your business does and operates. So yeah, a lot of different options.
So what if my drivers are not tech savvy?
Yeah, we have a lot of customers with, trucking drivers who might not even have smartphones. But again, all they have to know is a 4-digit code to pick up at the SmartBox. We have multiple authentication options. I can show one example here. So instead of a code, you could even give your drivers a sticker that we call our user badges. And this is a sticker that can be placed on an employee ID card. They can put it on, a business card, really anything. And this sticker can be scanned on the scanner in place of entering a code. So same thing, if I wanted to pick up a key, to authenticate myself, instead of putting the code in, all I have to do is scan my badge and I'm authenticated and I can pick up my key. It's super simple. There's, only a few options on the screen, so it's pretty foolproof.
So moving on to the software integration section, does Keycafe have fleet management software integrations?
Yeah, we currently have one fleet management software integration, and that's with Fleetio. And that works so that you can assign drivers a vehicle for a certain day, and they'll automatically receive a permission to access that key on that day. We do have other fleet management softwares in the pipeline that we're planning to build. But in the meantime, if a company were to want to build their own integration, they can with our open API. And we have resources to help you build your own integration as well.
So for installation, can I install a system myself or do I need professional help?
Yeah, our system is really simple to install. So it's most similar to mounting a TV bracket on the wall. The SmartBox comes with a back plate that is steel, and that is simply screwed into a wall. Typically in an office setting, it just goes into a stud in drywall. And once that back plate is on, the back of the SmartBox has these slots in the back that simply hook onto the back plate. And then it's locked with an electronic lock at the top that you can control through the app. So like that case study Pete mentioned, it took him half an hour to set it up.
That's great. So for support, before we go over the questions we got in the chat, that we got some here. What help is available if I have a problem with my SmartBox?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you don't need any help, but we do offer 24/7 live chat support to all customers, and we have that in multiple languages. On top of that, we have a help center with documentation that is very extensive, with walkthroughs and guides for the different features in our software, as well as instructions and videos on how to set up the SmartBox and how to respond to common situations that might occur. We also have a dedicated customer success team. So with every purchase, we will assign you a dedicated success manager who will make an appointment with you and walk you through the setup of your system. So they'll help you set up your users, create your keys, and really guide you through the features that make the most sense for your business. We really want to see you see success with Keycafe.
Okay, great, Gideon. So now let's go over some of the questions we have here in the chat. So Pam says, looking for a solution for two use cases. First of all, fleet car key management, and second of all, law enforcement emergency access to school buildings. So the primary drivers for our decision process include cost, data, internet security, and infrastructure requirements. So Gideon, do you think Keycafe is a fit for Pam's needs?
Yeah, so I'll address the first one. So fleet car key management and law enforcement emergency access to school buildings. I mean, fleet car key management, what I just mentioned in the presentation makes sense for that. And we have a lot of customers and case studies on our website that walk through how Keycafe is used to manage vehicle keys. And when it comes to law enforcement emergency access, we do have a good number of police stations that currently use us as well. We actually have a case study on our website that is a police station in the States somewhere. And I believe they do store keys for emergency access to various municipal buildings as well. That is one of the use cases of our system. There's a lot of backup features on this, like a backup battery. There's an offline mode if internet disconnects, where keys are still accessible even during complete outages. Like internet outages, power outages, not a problem. You can still get access to those keys that are needed for a municipality like school buildings. And then the primary drivers for your decision process. In terms of cost, I will say that our product is typically lower cost than competitor products. And if you want, you can drop the key capacity that you're looking for in the chat, and we can send you a personalized quote for exactly a system for that key capacity. Data and internet security. So we have a security page on our website that we could send you as well, that goes through all the different encryption and hardware and software security features we have. If you have a specific question regarding that, I can see if I can answer that if you drop it in the chat. Otherwise, we could have a longer discussion about that on a personalized meeting. And then infrastructure requirements. There really is not much there. Because it's connected to the internet, if you're going to use, like a city Ethernet or Wi-Fi network, there are some firewall requirements that you'd have to look through with your IT team. And we have those details available if needed. But otherwise, really you just need wall space on your wall. It's not very large. You can see here it's beside me. It would just depend on, again, your key capacity, how many expansion units you need, but not a lot of space required.
Okay, great. And we got also another question from Mark. I think you already talked about this, but I don't know if you can elaborate a bit more on this. Please share details about battery backup in case of power outage.
Yeah, great question. So it does come with the backup battery. Normally it's operated plugged in on the wall. I can show you here. So there's a single plug on the bottom that's USB-C here. and that's simply plugged in the bottom. If there's a power outage or maybe the cable gets snagged or something and it comes out, I'll pull it out right now. You can see the SmartBox stays on. So the backup battery is designed to last, much longer than a typical power outage would be. I can't give an exact time because it depends on how much you use it. And also, once the system becomes unplugged, it will automatically go into a sleep mode if nothing happens on the screen for, I believe it's like a minute. So in the case of a power outage, the SmartBox would be sleeping while it's not used to conserve even more battery. But we find that, for 99% of power outages, if it's not like a city disaster or something, the SmartBox will last through the outage no problem. And we have the details of the backup battery, like how many milliamp hours it is, on the specs page on our website.
Great. So we have another question from Admiral Roberts. He says, we have multiple locations and would need 3 base units with expansion boxes. Could all 3 units fall under one account, or would that need to have 3 separate accounts? Is the subscription fee a flat rate or based on number of boxes? Those are great questions.
Yeah, really good questions. So yes, if you have multiple locations, they can all go under the same account. And I think that's one of the great benefits of our system when it comes to multinational companies, or you might have regional offices. Even if your locations are in different cities or provinces or even countries, doesn't really matter. You can put them under the same account, and you as the main primary admin will have visibility into each one. We have different organization options in the software where you could separate them into separate organizations if, for example, you wanted separate billing for each location, if it's like a separate company in your accounting. But it's really up to you. You can see them all in the same dashboard either way and have full control over the permissions and users, keys, etc. Again, up to how you want to set it up for your organization. And when it comes to the subscription fee, is it a flat fee based on number of boxes? So the subscription is based only on the number of base stations you have. Mm-hmm. If, say, you have 3 base stations for your 3 locations, obviously each location would need one of the base units with the screen. You would have 3 subscription charges for that. It doesn't matter how many expansion units you have. Those are simply purchased as hardware, but they do not add to your software subscription fee. So it's purely based on how many base units, or in other words, locations you have.
Okay, great. We got some more questions here. So Sean Patrick says, I need a unit with approximately 25 to 30 keys.
Yeah, so for 25 to 30 keys, this base unit has 9, and then we have 2 different expansions, an 18 and a 42. So if you were to add an 18, that would get you to 27 key capacity. And usually if you have frequent drivers coming and going, you don't actually need the full capacity of how many keys you have, since some keys will always be out being used. So I would think 27 would be the right fit for you. And we can send you a personalized quote for exactly that setup right after the webinar. I think we should have your email so we can send that over to you.
Yeah, Jean-Patrick, please drop your work email so we can send that personalized quote over to you. And we got another question from Pam. Are we purchasing the unit or leasing?
Another great question. So we actually recently have started offering a leasing option, but that's only available in Canada. So I'm assuming most viewers right now are in the US. So it would be a purchase. Now we do offer a 45-day money-back guarantee for you to try out the system and make sure that it works for you. So even if you purchase it, we will give you a full refund within that 45 days if it doesn't make sense for your business. We do also have a limited warranty on our hardware. So in case of any manufacturing defects or issues, we'll always work out a solution for you to get it replaced and make sure that you're up and running. But yeah, the short answer is in the US, it will be a purchase along with a software subscription.
Okay. Okay, John Patrick. So we got your email now. We'll send that over to you. Mark has another question. If tampering, physical pride takes place, is there a trouble report to the call center?
Yeah, so I mean, if tampering does happen with the box, you can absolutely report it to Keycafe's support, and we can get in contact with. I guess you're contacting us. So, I mean, firstly, I would contact your local authorities really if theft is happening. But if you contact us, we can definitely work with you to get a fix or a replacement for your box. We definitely, don't want you to be working with a broken box or something that's been tampered with. So, we don't have a dedicated, theft hotline or anything, but our general support team, again, is available 24/7 and can definitely advise you on, what you should do if tampering is to take place.
Okay, so thank you so much for those great questions. If you think of anything else after the webinar, you can always reach out to us at sales@keycafe.com, or you can drop your work email, even your phone number. We can contact you shortly. So before we wrap up, let's quickly revisit what we've covered today. You've learned how Keycafe can ensure 24/7 key access, how we can track keys in real time for full visibility and security, and how you can implement a simple and a scalable solution for your fleet. So as we wrap up, if you're ready to see how Keycafe can fit into your small fleet operations, simply type demo in the comments and we'll contact you for a personalized demo tailored to your fleet's needs, or a quote if that's what you want. You can also schedule a demo by emailing sales@keycafe.com. We would love to discuss your specific needs and show you how Keycafe can help you. So thank you again for spending your time with us today. We look forward to connecting with you soon. And thank you so much, Gideon, for being here presenting and also answering all the questions that people that connected here have.
So I see we actually have one more question here from Pam. Do you anticipate any supply chain or price impacts if and when tariffs are implemented? Really good question. That is on our radar. So, I mean, we are a Canadian company based in Vancouver, but we do have a US company set up as well. So I can't comment on exactly what would happen if tariffs were to go through. I don't believe we are planning to increase prices based on tariffs. But I mean, don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure. But as of now, I would say nothing is planned. But I mean, of course, if you really want to lock in the current price before any tariffs happen, definitely get in contact with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gideon. Yes, thank you, Pan, Mark, Jean Patrick, and everyone that joined us today. We'll be contacting you shortly.
One more question. Sorry for cutting you off, Luciano. Another question from Mark about if there's onboard signal via cellular communicator. Yes, so the SmartBox can connect out of the box through Wi-Fi or Ethernet, and that's what most of our customers use. We do offer cellular connection as well, though. And, we have some customers that are out in campsites, or maybe it's like a mining facility that is kind of in the middle of a desert or somewhere. And they can purchase an optional cellular dongle that we offer. And that cellular device is simply plugged in inside the SmartBox, and it will have onboard connection to whatever network is strongest in that area. And we have those details on our website as well, on our specifications page. So you can look there and see, In certain countries, we might have 5G versus 4G connection. It really depends. But short answer is yes, there is onboard cellular connection available for sure.
Okay, great. So if we don't have any more questions, please write them in the chat and we will contact you shortly for a personalized demo. I think Jim Patrick already did it. We have Pam, we have your work email and also Jim Patrick. So we will send you over the quote that you requested. Thank you again so much, Gideon, for answering the questions and for the live demo, for the presentation that you did. I hope everyone that is connected today is happy to be on board with the Keycafe family very soon. So thank you so much, guys, and see you soon.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Have a nice day.
Introducing the Keycafe MS5 SmartBox, the ultimate solution in key management. Precision engineered with a touchscreen interface, individual metal key bins, NFC scanner and video camera. An app enables quick access. Keycafe, transforming key management.
Meet Keycafe, the cloud-connected key management system for modern businesses. Keycafe takes the hassle out of traditional key management. Where did the storage room keys go? Who drove the truck on Monday? Who has keys for the back door right now? It doesn't have to be like this. Using Keycafe's SmartBox locker and key management software, you can share, manage, and track keys in real time from anywhere. No more misplaced keys or unauthorized use. Featuring a modular and expandable design, it can grow along with your business. Whether you're managing a vehicle fleet, hotel staff keys, or guest access for rental properties, Keycafe has customized workflows for every use case. Simply store your keys, share access, and enable authorized users to pick them up. Granular permission controls and user authentication options let you choose who a key can be accessed by and when. And with real-time notifications and detailed access logs, you'll never have to play the guessing game again. Save time, improve security, and run your business with peace of mind. With Keycafe, managing your business's keys has never been easier. Keycafe, transforming key management.